Hey guys, it's time to tret. I've been using Tretinoin 0.05% gel for the past 2 weeks for acne and hyperpigmentation. And in this video, I'll talk about my experiences so far, what to expect, why I chose this route, what's next, and I'll show you some comparison shots. If you're new, welcome. I usually do vlogs on more sad topics, but I'm trying to branch out and find new audiences, and this also fits under the banner of self-improvement. So please join me on this journey as I attempt to fix my skin once and for all. So right now I have 2 pimples that are pretty bad. One here and one here. They've kind of broken, or the top one I might have picked at it. So they're not looking really good, and they have came up quite a bit lately in the past 2 weeks. I have some peeling on this side and around here. There's a little bit of peeling here in this cheekbone area, and on this side there's some on my cheeks all around here, and a few little specks around above the mouth. A lot of these acne have been around for a while, and there's hyperpigmentation there. Also, this thing was around before, this dry patch, and I can see a little bit of peeling around here. So I've got some pimples coming up, and I've got some light peeling. Here's a comparison shot. Honestly, I think I look a little bit worse because the 2 pimples coming up on the forehead and the peeling. But this is expected. This is the purging stage. So it's just too early to expect results. Realistically, it's going to take a few months. The first week, things were pretty smooth sailing. Yeah, I did have a little bit of sensitivity. I've had a kind of gentle, warm, burning sensation when I put on sunscreen. And even putting the moisturizer on, I had a little bit of irritation, itchiness. I had some mild peeling, like in a few little specks of places. And there was one day not too long ago where I had all around, like the kind of beard area, peeling, like around the mouth and this jaw, chin kind of area. I thought that it was pretty good. Like, when you read about Tretinoin, you think, oh my god, this is really hardcore stuff. I'm going to be full on face of peeling, and I'm going to be painfully red and all that sort of thing. Like, when I tried 1% retinol over the counter back in the day, that made me peel a lot and my skin was going all crazy. But I'm not seeing that same sort of reaction with the Tret. It's pretty mild, and I was strict with my moisturizer in the first week. I was putting it on most days. So after this first week, my skin was actually really soft and smooth, and I was shocked. Like I said, you expect your skin to be all over the place, crazy. Like right now, I don't like how my skin looks. Now I'm in the purging phase. Maybe the first week was the calm before the storm, because now obviously I have these really bad pimples and I've got some peeling, but the peeling still isn't really bad. So I'm going alright. So with this new acne that's coming up, there is this purge that's kind of expected with any retinoid, that it gets worse before it gets better. So it might take a few months before things settle down and my skin actually starts to look better. Not everyone does get purges and breakouts and things. Some people handle things just fine, or for some people it's really bad. And on that matter, everything in this video, it's just about my experience, so things could be different for you. So my routine, the way I do it is, usually I'll have a shower in the evening, and while I'm having my shower I'll cleanse my face. I use this Nivea face wash gel mainly because it's cheap and I guess it does the job. And I wait a while. I don't apply any other products, and then before bed I apply the Tretinoin. This is the Tretinoin that I'm using. Menarini A-Ret Gel 0.05%. So I apply the Tretinoin before bed without any other products before or after. No buffering with moisturizer or anything because I want to get the whole dose. I try to do a pea-sized amount as per the suggestions on the box, but I might be doing a bit more than that. I find that it's a very slippery formula, so when I put it on my finger I have to be careful that it doesn't slide off, because that's what it does. It's kind of weird because it'll literally just slide the whole thing off your finger if you're not careful. So then I usually put it on my forehead and then dab a few different spots around my face and then rub them in to try and get an even amount. And then if I need any more I put on some more after that if I didn't do it properly evenly. And then I go to bed because I read that Tretinoin is photosensitive, that it degrades in light, even artificial light. I don't know how significant that is, but just to be safe I try to lights out and go to bed, or at least not have my room lights on and stuff. And then in the daytime, if I'm not going anywhere, I'll put on some moisturizer. I use La Roche-Posay Lipicar Balm AP+, a very thick kind of moisturizer, but it's for sensitive skin, and it also has niacinamide, which helps with hyperpigmentation apparently, and to some extent helps with acne as well. If I am going somewhere, I probably just skip the moisturizer and just put on sunscreen. Like for the past week I've been really slacking off on the moisturizer. It was only really the first week that I stuck to the moisturizer, but I'll try and stick to it again. So I'm just doing kind of a basic routine just to see that I don't overload my skin and kind of nuke it and need to wait for it to recover. Now something really ridiculous was that the cap broke. It's very hard to see, but I can show you a photo. Can you see it there? There is a horizontal split in the cap. Maybe I tightened it too much, or maybe these caps just break. I have no idea. That was on the 12th day. I've heard it happen to other people. That was pretty annoying. I did have a .025 that I bought just in case that I hadn't used, that was still sealed, so I took the cap off that and I'm using that cap now. I think I'll have to try and keep any cap that survives once I finish the tube, and just keep it spare in case that happens again, because it probably will. Yeah, keep it in case I need a spare cap. So my situation with acne is, for the past few years, like from around my mid-20s, I've been trying to deal with acne, struggling with it. I don't think it was that bad in my teens. It never became like really bad, like some people have a face full of acne, that I actually thought it was serious enough to go to the doctor and get the doctor to do something about it. And that's why I guess I let it get out of control, and there's a lot of hyperpigmentation there and a lot of stubborn acne that won't go away. Like these always come back up around here, and on the forehead I had these massive, like a few centimeters wide, these massive bumps, like I think it's nodular acne. It was really embarrassing once when a girl made a comment on it. And when I look in the mirror, it looks like those big bumps never really went away. They're still there. You can't see them on camera as much, but in a mirror you can with the right angle. So I've tried some of the over-the-counter solutions like benzoyl peroxide, BHA. Those are kind of harsh. Benzoyl peroxide gives you a red face and stuff. I tried Differin, which is not actually over-the-counter here. There was like a year or two, a few years ago, where I almost got rid of everything. I think I was using like retinol, BHA and stuff. But over-the-counter retinol isn't supposed to work, so I don't know. For the past year, on and off, I've done Differin and azelaic acid and stuff. So I haven't been happy with that. A month ago, I went to the doctor and they gave me Epiduo, which is adapalene benzoyl peroxide. I've already used those products separately, but anyway, I tried that and they gave me doxycycline 50 milligrams once a day, 25 days. So I did that for that time period until the tablets finished, and maybe it made a difference, maybe it put me on a head start. I think because I've already used adapalene and I've used retinol as well in the past, I think that maybe my skin was able to get used to those retinoids before starting Tret. So I basically want to like deal with the acne properly so it actually goes away for real. So then I can get the hyperpigmentation to start going away as well. So I figured I need something stronger than what I've tried so far. I chose the 0.05% strength because generally Differin is said to be equivalent in efficacy to 0.025% tretinoin, but with less irritation. So it probably wouldn't be worth bothering with the 0.25. May as well just go straight up to 0.05%. It should be strong enough that it's a step up from Differin, hopefully. 0.05 should be a step up, but it's still conservative in comparison to going straight to the full strength of 0.1%. Like, maybe I'll still consider the 0.1. Maybe I should have. Maybe I would have been able to handle it. So I might have to order that in and check it out. I've heard the cream version of tretinoin can break people out because of the other ingredients in it, the vehicle. So people prefer the gel, although the gel has olive oil in it. This particular one, like the 0.1% and 0.025 are different ingredients, I believe. And obviously it varies on brand and stuff. As for why I didn't like the Epiduo, the thing is, benzoyl peroxide, well, it's kind of a temporary solution, isn't it? Because it'll kill the bacteria, but retinoids fundamentally change the way the skin operates with the changing of the cell turnover and stuff. So in theory, they're making it so that the acne doesn't come back. But benzoyl peroxide, it's something really harsh that's always going to leave your skin red, but it kills off the bacteria, but it doesn't really solve the problem in a substantial way. Like, there's probably a reason why retinoids are the accepted acne treatment, like the serious acne treatment. Although for some reason in Australia they don't want to prescribe tretinoin, they only want to give you Epiduo with the adapalene benzoyl peroxide. So the antibiotics, well, I did feel kind of sick. They do make you feel a bit funny with the stomach because they're affecting your gut bacteria, and I wouldn't want to end up with like IBS and that sort of thing from taking it for a full course of 3 months, which is what people usually take it for. That's a long time to be on antibiotics. And it makes it harder to plan out your diet because you can't have dairy 2 hours before or after taking the tablet. And also you have to stay upright for, I think, half an hour to an hour after having the tablet. Otherwise, bad things will happen. So you can't just go to bed. It's a bit of a nuisance. But maybe it did give me a head start. So before starting the Tret, I guess my skin was a little bit damaged and sensitive due to the benzoyl peroxide and the adapalene, the epiduo. But the acne was going down a bit from both the epiduo and the antibiotics. My acne had probably improved compared to the month prior to that. As for the next steps, I think my skin has handled the Tret reasonably. It's not really bad. Like, sure, there's some peeling and stuff, but I think it's time to add some more products. I think it's time to up the game a bit. I think my skin can handle something more. I might add azelaic acid for hyperpigmentation, and that also is mildly antibacterial, so it should help with active acne and preventing breakouts, reducing the purge. But the main reason is hyperpigmentation, because I don't think tretinoin on its own is going to be enough. I'd also consider upping the strength to 0.1% tretinoin, but that will take a while for me to acquire that. It'd take a month to ship. Well, that's all for today, and I want to try and make this a series if it does well, and document my progress. Like, subscribe, comment. Thank you.